Tonight's story is called Bredda Anancy and Bredda Snake. This story is based on a folk tale from Tobago, Trinidad and
Tobago.
Yeah, all right. So now, word had got round in the animal village that a famine was coming. Wise Owl, who knew everything, announced it one evening. All the animals looked worried. All, that is, except for Bredda Anancy. He had decided long ago that there was no sense worrying about anything, since he was always able to get himself out of a tight spot. As all of the animals gathered to think up a plan, Bredda Anancy just relaxed in the sun and waited for them to finish talking. When they had finished, Bredda Anancy caught up with Bredda Snake. So, what was decided? He asked. Bredda Snake told him, everybody has decided to work the land. If we all plant lots of vegetables, then there will be plenty of food for everyone come harvest times. Bredda Anancy laughed. I'm not working the land, he said. You all can do the work, and when you're done, I'll just come and steal where you plant. Nobody can stop me. Bredda Snake didn't like what he heard. He told all the animals in the village what Bredda Anancy planned to do. So everyone put up fences and made sure they were waiting to pounce on Anancy should he ever attempt to steal from them. When the time came for harvest, they made sure Bredda Anancy could not get to their crops. So this made Bredda Anancy angry. I'm so hungry, he said to Bredda Snake one day. I've tried to steal food, but everyone just put up fence all around the crops, and I can't sneak in and get any. What am I going to do? That's your own fault, said Bredda Snake. You should have grown your own vegetables like the rest of us. Oh no, said Bredda Anancy. And now it's too late. I'm going to starve. Well, said Bredda Snake, who felt sorry for him now. I have a garden full of vegetables. I can give you some potatoes, okras, yams, and plantains. But I want something in return. Oh, what's that? Asked Bredda Anancy. Well, in return, said Bredda Snake, I want to lash you with my tail. Bredda Anancy thought about...
What do you mean by lash you?
To hit him with his tail. So Bredda Anancy thought about Bredda Snake's proposal. And would you believe he agreed to take a lashing from Bredda Snake's tail for some food?
No.
And Bredda Snake handed over the potatoes, okras, yams, and plantains. Our plantain. So here, take the vegetables and enjoy your supper. I will come to your home at midnight tonight, and I will give you the lashing with my tail, said Bredda Snake. Bredda Anancy agreed, and he took the vegetables home to cook. He already had a plan in his mind of how to avoid Bredda Snake's lashing, so he wasn't worried. You know Anancy always a using brain. So once home, Bredda Anancy put all the vegetables in a big pot of water on the stove. While he waited for it to cook, he sang out loudly so any animals in the street could hear. I am Bredda Anancy. I am Bredda Anancy. Come and join me. I have a feast tonight. So Bredda Goat was passing by and he heard Bredda Anancy sing. What's that you say, Bredda Anancy? You're having a feast, eh? Yes, said Bredda Anancy. I have okras and yams and plantain and potatoes. Well, Bredda Goat like him food and he eats almost anything. So he wasn't about to let that offer pass him by. He went into Bredda Anancy's home to enjoy the feast that he had prepared. There was more than enough food for both of them to eat. And when Bredda Goat belly was full, he snuggled up and fell asleep, just as Bredda Anancy had hoped. At midnight, there was a loud knock on the door. Boop, 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 boop. Bredda Goat! Huh?
It's gonna be the snake.
So, Bredda Goat! Shouted Anancy. Wake up! Somebody's at the door! Please, could you answer it for me? Bredda Goat woke up out of his sleep and went to the door. As he opened the door, Bredda Snake gave him one lash with him tail and knocked Bredda Goat over in one blow. Then, without looking back to see who it was that he had lashed, Bredda Snake just went on his way, satisfied that he had received full payment for the vegetables. When Bredda Snake had gone, Bredda Anancy got up and saw Bredda Goat lying dead on the ground. Oh, and he laughed. Well, I miss Snake's lashing and I've got some fresh meat, he said. Then he cleaned up the goat meat and cut it up and put it in the pot with some seasoning, ready to make another big feast for the next day. The only trouble was there was no vegetables left to eat the goat stew with. So Bredda Anancy decided he would go and see Bredda Snake in the morning and ask him for some more vegetables.
The lash on his tail.
Well, it might be worse this time, we don't know.
Maybe a cow.
So Bredda Anancy got up bright and early the next day and he went to visit Bredda Snake. So I say, Bredda Snake, I've eaten all the vegetables you gave me, and now I'm hungry again. Please, could I have some more? Bredda Snake was shocked to see Bredda Anancy after the lashing he thought he had given him. You are very tough, Bredda Anancy. I thought that lashing I gave you last night would have finished you off. The good food you gave me made me tough, laughed Bredda Anancy. So what you say? You have any more vegetables for me? I can give you some green bananas and plantains and some yams, said Bredda Snake. But the deal is the same as before. In return, I want to lash you with my long tail. Bredda Anancy smiled. That's fine with me, he said. So Bredda Snake handed over the green bananas, plantains, and yams. Here, take the vegetables and enjoy your supper. I will come to your home at midnight again tonight, and I will give you the lashing with my tail, said Bredda Snake. So Bredda Anancy agreed, and he took the vegetables home to cook. He was wondering who he could catch to take Bredda Snake's lashing for him. So when he got home, Bredda Anancy put all the vegetables in a big pot of water on his stove. When they were cooked, he served them together with the stewed goat. What a feast Bredda Anancy had! He was enjoying it so much he almost forgot his plan. Then he remembered he needed... Can you remember what he needed?
Somebody else to collect Bredda Snake's lashing.
Exactly. He needed somebody else to collect Bredda Snake's lashings. So, as before, Bredda Anancy sang out loudly so that any animals passing in the street could hear. I am Bredda Anancy. I am Bredda Anancy. Come and join me. I have a big feast tonight. So Bredda Hog was passing by. Oh no, Zaz. Bredda Hog was passing by and he heard Bredda Anancy singing. A feast, Bredda Anancy, said Bredda Hog. Yes, said Bredda Anancy. I have green bananas, plantains, and yams, and a little goat meat. Come and join me. He ushered Bredda Hog into his home. Well, Bredda Hog eat almost anything, and he enjoyed all the food that Bredda Anancy had.
Yeah, because hogs will eat almost anything.
That's not very nice, Zaz. But they do eat almost anything.
Yeah.
Bredda Hog ate until his belly was full. And then, as Bredda Goat had done before him, Bredda Hog snuggled up and fell asleep. Once again, at midnight, there was a knock on the door. Bump, bump, bump. Bredda Hog! Shouted Anancy. Wake up! Somebody's at the door. Please, could you just answer it for me? So Bredda Hog wake up out of his sleep and he went to the door. As he opened the door, Bredda Snake give him one lash with him tail and knock Bredda Hog over in a one blow. Then, without even looking back, Bredda Snake went on his way, satisfied that he had lashed Bredda Anancy and received full payment for the vegetables he had given to him. So when Bredda Snake had gone, Bredda Anancy got up and saw Bredda Hog lying there on the ground, and he laughed again. I miss snake lashing and I get fresh meat, he said. So he cleaned up the hog meat, cut it up, put it in the pot with some seasoning, ready to make another big feast for the next day. The only trouble was
We had no vegetables
left to eat the stew with. So Bredda Anancy decided that he would go and see Bredda Snake in the morning and ask him yet again to give him more vegetables. So the next morning, Bredda Anancy get up bright and early and went to visit Bredda Snake. So Bredda Snake was shocked to see Bredda Anancy after having given him 2 lashings with his tail. I was wondering if you could spare some more vegetables, Bredda Anancy said. Well, said Bredda Snake, I am shocked to see you still alive, but since you are still going strong, I suppose I could give you some callaloo and potatoes. Is that all? Said Bredda Anancy greedily. Yes, that is all.
What was it again?
So he said, Bredda Snake says that he would give Bredda Anancy some callaloo and potatoes. But Anancy wanted more food. So, yes, that is all, said Bredda Snake. And the deal is the same as before. I will come at midnight and give you a lashing with my tail as payment. Bredda Anancy agreed, and he took the callaloo and the potatoes from Bredda Snake and he went home. So once home, Bredda Anancy put all the vegetables in a big pot of water on his stove. When the vegetables were cooked, he served them together with the stewed hog. What a feast Bredda Anancy had! The stewed hog and the vegetables were delicious. Bredda Anancy looked outside to see if anyone was passing, but there was nobody in sight. So Bredda Anancy began to sing out loudly to see if he could attract anyone's attention. I am Bredda Anancy. I am Bredda Anancy. Come and join me. I have a big feast tonight. But word must have got round because no one was coming to share Bredda Anancy's feast with him tonight. So he sang out loudly again. I am Bredda Anancy. I am Bredda Anancy. Come and join me. I have a big feast tonight. But still, no one was enticed by Bredda Anancy's song or the sweet smell of his food. So Bredda Anancy started to worry now. In a couple of hours, it would be midnight, and Bredda Snake would be coming to give out his nightly lashings with his tail. What was he going to do? Bredda Anancy had an idea. So he started to drum. Boom, 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 boom. And him dance and him start to sing. So he say, big, big party tonight. Big, big party tonight. Big, big party tonight. Everybody is welcome. And Bredda Anancy sang and he danced and he played his drums. So Bredda Armadillo came up to him. Now, Bredda, do you know what an armadillo is?
Mm-hmm. It has these shields around him, and when they curl up as a ball.
Yeah. All right. So now Bredda Armadillo does not care too much for cooked food, as he lives on rotted wood and worms. But he does like a good party. I'll come to your party, called Bredda Armadillo. And he danced into Bredda Anancy's home. So Bredda Armadillo didn't eat any of the food that Bredda Anancy had. But he enjoyed joining in with all the singing and the dancing. Bredda Anancy kept him entertained all evening. And Bredda Armadillo danced and he danced until he was so exhausted. Finally, Bredda Armadillo asked Bredda Anancy if he could stay the night. So when Bredda Anancy said that he could, Bredda Armadillo went and he dug a hole by the door and he fell asleep there. At midnight, just as Bredda Anancy expected,
Snake.
there was a knock on the door. Pump, 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 pump. Bredda Armadillo, called Bredda Anancy. Wake up! Someone is at the door. Please, could you answer the door for me? Bredda Armadillo barely moved. Instead, he just carried on sleeping. The knocking on the door got louder. Pump, 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 pump. Bredda Armadillo! Shouted Bredda Anancy. Wake up! I tell you, there's somebody at the door. That's not my business, said Bredda Armadillo, stirring in his sleep. But I want you to open the door for me, Bredda Anancy called. But Bredda Armadillo said, this is not my house. It's your house. But Bredda Armadillo, I'm sick in bed. I think I think I have a fever, Bredda Anancy said. Even so, it's for you to open the door for your guests, not me. I'm not going to open someone else's door, said Bredda Armadillo. Well, Bredda Snake was getting angry. He had made a deal with Bredda Anancy, and he wanted to make sure that he lashed Anancy with his tail, as they had agreed. So he knocked on the door harder and harder until he knocked so hard, he knocked the door down with his tail. Bredda Anancy was frightened now, so he tried to hide himself under his furniture. He put the sofa and the table and the chair on top of himself, but Bredda Snake was so angry. He lashed at the furniture and knocked it all away. And at last, he lashed Bredda Anancy, you see. From that day on, Bredda Anancy vowed he would stop begging and stealing, and instead he would work hard for himself. Jack Mandora?
Then I choose none. Ay, ay, ay.